And there's my Hollywood movie. There it was, talking to Bruce. And then we were talking about how you want people to stay in love with the town because it's worth it. He really made me like, dang it, he is a really cool guy. And I'm glad he really kind of put me on to something that, because I kind of wondered what gave him the energy he has. And he said he has to care for extremely violent, mentally disturbed adult men. So I was like, oh, okay. He goes, yeah, that'll keep you on your toes. So, you want people, oh, now this, here we go. This, yes, that's good. That is good. That is well done graffiti art. There was a dude back in the day in the Bay Area who he could nail that. He could nail faces like that. And that you literally thought you were seeing a poster. From a distance, you thought you were seeing like a sign, all sprays. It was an amazing person. I can't even believe, I want to say it was Neon 1, but I don't think that's correct. Pretty sure that's not correct, actually. He was doing, he had a different style then. It might have been maybe Ghost or Vapor or something like that. But anyway, there's my Hollywood story, talking with Bruce about how the town, it's changing. He's seeing it really through the kind of the quote-unquote gentrification. But it is a lot of outside money, building stuff up and then really kind of refurbishing houses and then renting them out to people that are most likely students. That the idea is that this is money that is just, it's gone. You know, it's you invest it and it's gone, and hopefully your kid one day makes money and pays off their student loans. This isn't the kind of rent that somebody with a job in the area could then save money. That's not happening. And that's not happening in a lot of places, and a lot of people need to start picking up on the West Coast. The tax burdens of a lot of these places are going to rise because the talented youth are leaving. They don't have a reason to be in a lot of blue enclaves anymore because of the crime and really generally the lack of myriad opportunities. So it's not even that, say there's 2 or 3, 4 industries that you could get into, that there's many different industries. And so if you don't even get involved in one industry, you could get involved in the tangential industries that come off of that core bunch. So once you have a place that is only financial services, or that's the predominant thing they do, or a locale that it's mostly like hospitals and medical centers, things like that. There's so many tangential industries off of financial services, medical services. But once you have 5 major things, you have a train hub, a train and truck hub. You have hospitals, you have, say, a law school, so that you have a bunch of lawyers in the area and there's a lot of contracts going on. You have then a lot of other services that serve those. So, as these places start to empty of people who really, they have to have lots of opportunities, myriad opportunities. As these places empty of such people, and those people start going to areas of the country where there's just a larger number of chances of making deals and money in your business and in your field. Especially, they have to do this at a very specific point, because after a certain point, you're kind of screwed. It's either you establish yourself sort of where you are, say in a place like Eugene, and you establish your roofing company, or you take the risk of trying Idaho. And but with Idaho, they have lots of stuff being built. There's seasonal roof replacement always there. Then you have to look at something like with, say, a part of Oregon. Is there going to be constant roof replacement? Do people have money to replace their roofs? Are there houses being built that then you replace their roof? Like that, all that has to be a part of it all the time. Without that, you don't have myriad opportunities, and that's what stops young people. Because young people get the chance to try something and fail, try another thing and fail. They have time on their side. Older people have to settle down when they're in some kind of business or industry. By the time you're in your mid-30s, you are pretty much stuck with it's like a funnel. You start getting into certain businesses, certain skill sets, things like that. That's why, like, say, in the martial arts, you tend to specialize once you're beyond 35. Like, you specialize in white crane, you specialize in your Tai Chi Chuan, you specialize in the sword, because you're just getting too old, and you can't keep learning 1,000 kung fu forms, So, there's going to be a tax burden, and that tax burden is good. It was something that typically, especially for places that have sales tax, such tax burdens are paid for by these young people who are trying and either failing or succeeding, however it goes. But that those taxes they pay in sales taxes are absolutely necessary. So, like, say in the Bay Area, those sales taxes, that's what's keeping BART afloat until BART runs a profit for that year. That's kind of the way one has to look at it. And as the blue enclaves start to empty of young people who want to go to places, the red valleys, like Texas and Arizona, California, parts of Arizona, the Midwest, and especially the fact that there's no way around the Mississippi River is the Mississippi River, and it will always be Old Man Mississippi River, and the river states of the Midwest will always dominate through water power, no matter what. In fact, actually, the whole reason why, really, very likely, you have all these kookball lefties in the Pentagon who keep trying to demonize white Americans is because of their complete and total dominance by numbers over the states that control the rivers in the center. The water power of the country basically is controlled by Republicans. The water power, the coasts that matter, the rivers that matter, and it's going to stay that way because those are the populations that are willing to do that extremely dangerous work of managing docks, doing riverboat work, and then all the multi-generational skill that goes into all those businesses that are the tangential industries around water power. The blue enclaves are pretty much running on smarty pants schemes, such as software, and then running on the really something that's mostly the public dole, really, with the university systems. The universities are failing, just so people understand. This is actually a real problem right now for quite a number of, not dowries, oh my gosh. Well, it's just not coming to me right now. It's these funds that help run that alumni put into. I don't know why the word's not coming to me, but this kind of business, this kind of thing, it's failing. It's starting to fall apart. You're starting to get solidly people that, or you're starting to get solidly schools, these legacy schools that were a huge deal at one time, that now they just can't pull in the talent. even when they lower their prices. And then there's that problem. If they lower their prices, the prestige of such prestigious schools drops. It's a discount Benz, because it's a luxury brand. You got this kind of education. It's not, can you do it? It's, no, I was educated at the Academy of Super Smart People. So for how much of there's a madness in the air, one of the beautiful things is that anybody who's paying attention to the economics of it all knows the finance is having a very hard time holding out. Like, we are seeing a Jenga game. We are seeing an amazing Jenga game. Like, anyone who's a Hollywood writer, why are you not documenting all of this? Like, the story of some of Antifa dickheads and how they betray one another. Why aren't you writing that story? Why are you writing the story of like how, the people from Antifa are finally getting arrested, are mostly being arrested for like the typical things that BLMers and Antifa get arrested for: beating up women, harming children, usually harming children in totally disgusting ways you can't talk about on YouTube. No one will write about it. No one will talk about it. You could find their mugshots. You could find the crime reports. Hollywood, there's a fortune to be made there. You're not going to make it. In fact, you're going to fail and fail fantastically.